All right, I'm going to play a audio file while I go into the chat room, so you can explain. So it kind of explains. Here's a liquid demographic in the trenches Americans. 15 minutes. Wait a minute. Formula. Here's formula for two-way accountability. Maybe this will be good. Okay.
In the trenches, qualified contribution, there are administrative formulas for permanently successful U.S. economic recovery plans and budget implementation. Two-way accountability, work ethic, synergy, and intent are measurable for impacting human quality of life, economy, and revenues. Successful economic recovery implementation will see and measure human product source impact. Embed two-way accountability into all business practices across the board. Manage conduct as well as revenues. Add mechanically to goodwill economic recovery plan managed by President Obama's administration. We got to go down here and get the formula. There is an administrative formula. Successful economic recovery implementation will see and measure human product source impacts. Connect relationships and revenues with human quality of life. Correlate dollar amount losses to unmet basic human needs. Include middle class, working poor, and impoverished Americans. Add mechanically to goodwill economic recovery plan managed by President Obama's administration. And let's go down and there's three pieces to this formula. The formula for generationally effective economic recovery plan implementation. 1. Two-way accountability added to goodwill economic recovery plan managed by President Obama's administration. Plus, 2. Connect relationships and revenues with basic human needs added to goodwill economic recovery plan managed by President Obama's administration equals 3. Successful United States economic recovery plan implementation. This is Roxanne Grinage, founder, higherlyrics.org.
Okay, I guess that was the end of that. Let's do, let me give you another pre-recorded file because I'm in the chat room. We're recording all of these. Anybody who wants to offer, we're putting them in so that they're representative of more than just Higher Lyrics, 9 years, 126 clients, and the communities with which we've already collaborated, which was represented in America. We, as an internet company, we chose to demonstrate how to protect rights of ownership anywhere the internet and services could be provided and accessed and paid for. So that took us into, we have demonstration of using the internet technologies for standard presentation and providing marketing solutions and paying for services, advancing services that cause exposure and earnings opportunity as far away as Perth, Australia, British Columbia, Canada, Point Fortin, Trinidad, Sofia, Bulgaria, outside the country. But inside the country, we have several cities in Texas, Hillsborough, Texas, Fort Worth, Dallas are represented. The Los Angeles area, right outside Los Angeles, Oakland, San Francisco. We have New York is strong. Philadelphia is strong. I guess because I spent 7 years here before I left and went to Georgia and came back this year. And of course, Albany, Georgia, Terrell County, Georgia, Dougherty County, Georgia, Dawson, Georgia, Sasser, Georgia. Okay, and a little Atlanta is represented as well. And so we want we're taking our learning of have we had to assess administrative challenges for market entering challenges to provide standard access through tour experience or whatever it was, whatever the artist. But if it started out for just protecting rights to ownership for lyricists, but we saw that piracy claims and infringement claims came in for just about everybody's original creative work product, and then we saw that people are not one-dimensional. You know, it's not either or, that they have to address, they have to be addressed. A human being needs to be addressed holistically, because a human being is not just trying to perform or create art or workday contribution just to take care of their families, just to earn money, but it's to take care of their families, and it's to take care of themselves, to raise their consciousness and to provide a better life for their families, raise quality of life. And in order to do that, they must have the freedom to make choices for their families. They don't need to go out and work 16 hours a day, slave labor, and then come home and find out the kid was beat up or beat down or hospitalized or brain damaged or shot in the street by a drive-by, okay, because of all their hard work, because they weren't there to see what they're doing, or that they weren't there to have any say in what's going on in their communities. They had no voice. They had no choices. They were robbed of dignity of human spirit because somebody being the traditional business practices think that's all important to do is manage revenues, to get as much as you can out of people, human beings, and then because you throw a few dollars at them, you own their self-respect and their dignity. And we're demonstrating through a standard access mechanism experience that the momentum and the quality of life is driven, and the work product, the value, the quality of the work product, contribution, including life experience and outlook, is raised when the product contributors drive the momentum of the competition. You know, when you get a bunch of progressive thinking people in one place in a synergetic experience, there's just no room for ignorance. There's no room for hate. You know, that gets eradicated. That dissipates in a white heat hot competition. People are in there trying to create. They're not trying. They are creating and evolving and coming up with new ideas, new outlooks, and by the synergetic networking experience, we're finding out that we're more alike than we're different. We're all human beings. We all like to live indoors. We all like to know our children are safe. We like to know our children are educated and have choices. We all like about 3 meals a day. I know I do. We like to have our lights on. We don't want to live under bridges. We don't like outdoors. We want to live indoors. You know, that kind of thing. And we are really more alike than we're different, you know. So we don't, in a standard access, synergetic, portal-style experience, we don't have time for any ignorance. You know, by the time you get in a competition like that, but become qualified to even enter into the competition like that, you've surpassed all that ignorance, you know, about race and all of that, trying to focus on the differences of people. You focus on the similarities, okay? We are more alike than we are different. We're human beings, okay? And it really raises quality of life because it raises consciousness, and it benefits from the power of the Internet technologies. Instead of using the Internet technologies, which is a powerful, powerful weapon wielded by the human will, it could cause a lot of harm, a lot of hate, put a lot of hate out there, and defamation. Yes, it could cause harm, but it could also be used to cause good, you know, because you actually become educated by talking to somebody on the other side of the world, in Europe or Australia or down the block or in your community, and find out they're right around the corner. You find out by being able to communicate with them, we are more alike than we are different, and the fear goes away. We have nothing to be afraid of. The only thing we had to be afraid of is ignorance and self-limiting ourselves. We don't have to limit ourselves. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's not us. The only thing to be afraid of is ignorance, okay? You don't have to be afraid of a human being. Okay, let me play this.